Good afternoon, Off the Bench Sports family, here again, or shall I say still, at Scotlandville Magnet, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Scotlandville Team Camp. Joining us now is head coach Errol Gauff, Archbishop Hanna. What's up, coach?
Nothing much, doing good.
Awesome. I like to say it again, coach.
I'm doing good, man. It just God has blessed us to all be here.
Hey, I like that commanding voice. Like, you hear all the yes. You hear.
I'm excited to be here.
Hey.
I mean, God has given us another day to make the most of it. I got a good group of young men here, good assistant coach, and we got some of our parents were able to make this trip. So I'm thankful that Coach Carlos invited us and included Archbishop Hanna in this event.
I'm gonna say this, man. I met you on the girls' side. You were one of my favorite girl coaches. And then I look up one day and you're on the boys' side. How'd that change come about?
Well, I was first doing boys, then I went to girls, now I'm back to boys. So, basketball is basketball. It really is. It takes, whether boys, girls, it's still the same fundamentals and the same disciplines you're trying to teach to affect that student athlete totally or completely.
In this age of the game, though, what's the big difference between coaching girls and coaching boys?
This day, I really I don't think there is much this day anymore. Granted, boys may be more athletic, a little stronger, so they're capable of doing some things, not many. Some things a girl may not, but overall, girls listen better. So they might, they don't have all the doubting Thomases with girls. They believe you when they say, you tell them this is the best way to do something or this will be more effective for you. With boys, you got to do a lot more showing. They need the proof in the pudding because, they don't believe as easily as a young lady might.
Right. I want to go back a little bit. Give the audience, the listeners, a pretext of all your work history.
It's a lot. I when I finished college, I was broadcast journalist major. So I worked in journalism my first 3-4 years out of college, and my high school coach talked me into doing it. So I went back to St. Paul's and did junior high basketball. Then from there, I had the pleasure of working with Coach Terry Sawney at Hornville. And from there, that's when I guess my head coaching career got started at St. Thomas Aquinas with the boys. And I was blessed there to be there for 19 years at STA. Met people to this day I consider dear friends and family members, some great young men. So I'm proud of the things we were able to accomplish there. Then I had the opportunity to go to Southeastern. Did boys, then evolved into doing girls at Southeastern. And then this opportunity at Archbishop Hanna, God blessed me with this opportunity and just finished my 4th year at Archbishop Hanna. And, we're getting ready, like everybody here, getting ready for another school year and another basketball season.
Principles and philosophies of Errol Gauff. What can I know what the answer to the
mine is to affect the young man holistically. Yeah, we using basketball as the mechanism to try and get him to learn about things like commitment, work, teamwork. When I say work, I mean individual work, to take the God-given abilities and talents you've been blessed with, enhance and to try to enhance them to their utmost. So you get the most out of it, and then you're trying to do that with another group of young men over a period of time to accomplish something great. Whether that's something great, maybe the best you can get is 10 wins. Or maybe that's something great, 30 wins in a state championship. You got to figure that out with the group you have. But if you're not putting in the true work, in the true commitment, individually and collectively, what do you really have? So, that means you got to be doing the conditioning, the strength building, the skill development. And you do that within the context that you're trying to teach them. It's the same thing in the classroom. Whether it's English, math, science, social studies, you got to be putting in that work to truly, do the academic side of it because it all works together.
Now I want to ask you this because sometimes you see coaches who've been in the coaching game a long time and their system is their system, whether they got traditional
I can't do that.
You don't even know what I'm about to ask you, though.
I have a feeling I know where you're going.
Don't even know what I'm
Go
about to
ahead.
ask
Let
you.
me finish. I have a feeling. Remember, I used to be on that side of it.
if you have traditional bigs or not, or if you have the outstanding point guard with true leadership skills. Don't answer the question, man.
No, keep going.
You knew
keep
what
going.
the question was.
I'm gonna make you ask. I'm gonna make you ask.
Okay. So, do you still use the same principles and philosophies or offensive, defensive strategies?
Great question. I'm serious. That's a great question. I think too many of our young coaches today, when I say young, I'm talking about high school.
Right.
We all see the college game, and maybe we all want to get there one day. That's our aspiration to coach at college. I think college, you could have the same philosophy and then recruit to play the same way.
Right.
I have the same philosophy on how we're going to manage to work and build our season this week, day by day. The same philosophy practice plan-wise, how we going to run a practice. However, offensively, I may have to adjust. Defensively, I may have to adjust. If you give me two bigs, I might have to do more high-low, be more post-oriented. Now, we're going to still transition because I think kids want to do that.
Well, transition is what makes basketball fun, though.
And that's why I think kids want to do it, so they can have fun and show some of the skills they have. So I'm going to encourage those big men to run. But when we don't get something out of that transition, if I have those powerful bigs, then I got to run my offense where it's more post-oriented. Well, if I got that playmaking guard who could just do it, we still transitioning, but now I got to keep that floor spread, maybe do a little bit more ball screen to let him show his abilities to get in the lane and affect the game, not only for himself, but for others who are, whether it's a big rolling or those perimeters, because you're drawing help and kicking it in now. So you may have to adjust your philosophy offensively. Maybe you got all these bigs, you might want to do more zone and zone traps. You got all these quickness, you might want to do more full court man and half court man with pressure. So I think the style of play changes with the personnel, possibly, more than the philosophy of, the way you're going to go about handling your business.
I'm going to ask this question because I think that a lot of times kids need more influence than anyone else.
I agree.
You get to Hannah, coming from girls, most high school kids don't respect the other side of the coin. What did you do to get your kids to buy into your style of coaching, your style of play, and what you expected from them in an in-game setting, practice setting, or how they just carry themselves overall?
That's a lot to that. One thing I do think Archbishop Hannon is only about 20 to 30 minutes from St. Thomas Aquinas, where I was, and we had success winning a couple of state titles and making a couple of runs at the state championship. I think the fact that some of those people knew that, they were willing, well, maybe this guy has an idea what he's talking about, give him a chance. I think the fact that the administration at Archbishop Hannon was so supportive was huge. And other people in the community who had either through the basketball world were telling people, this guy, if you just give it time and listen, your son will be okay. I know it's different and he crazy, and I am. Like all coaches, probably.
I don't know nothing about that. I will not vouch for you being crazy.
But, I think they, so the fact that they had patience, they were willing to listen to the administration at the school who spoke highly and supported me through those tough waters, because they were in the beginning.
Right.
And the fact that, I guess the track record of the people not so far removed from St. Thomas Aquinas who may have worked with some of the people in Covington and Mandeville area saying, Coach Gauff, give him a chance. It's about more than basketball, but it's going to be tough love with your son. And it is tough love. I love those young men, but I think we got to have discipline and hold them accountable and push them.
You've been coaching a long time, and I just, I try to figure out coaching trees and, where guys got their style of coaching from. Who, you talked about starting under your old head coach.
Correct.
But is the way that he coached, because I just did something with Coach Smith, and he's about to enter his 50th year in high school academics and coaching.
Awesome man.
Yes, I agree. And he was like, well, when I first got the job from Coach Bowman, I was trying to coach in Coach Bowman's style and format, and I had 2 losing seasons to start off my coaching career. I had to figure out what my style was. How'd you figure out what your style was, and who are all, not every little person you got some nip and tuck from, but who are some of the coaches that you kind of pattern your style of coaching after?
Another good question. You got a lot of them. You're right. I'm totally different. I give Coach Bennett, who I played for and got me into this profession, if you will, all the glory. But we don't play anything like Coach Bennett's teams did. And really, I guess defensively, I would have to say a lot of it's Milton Rome, who's retired now, but still up at Turlings Catholic working. A lot of the man-to-man things I got from him. And then just watching. St. Thomas Aquinas was close to Southeastern, so I had the luxury of talking to Roman Banks, now the AD at Southern University, and Billy Kennedy, who was at Texas A&M last year, was an assistant college still. Watching them do certain things, I still a little bit here incorporate to a lot of things Coach Rome taught me defensively. Offensively, back to really what you said. I was like, kids like playing in transition.
Right.
So I remember a coach telling me when I was at STA, he said, Coach, you better do what you think you always going to have here at St. Thomas, more like a Catholic High Baton Rouge or a Jesuit New Orleans,
right.
Those type of kids. So offensive philosophy, I'll say a lot of it comes from what Paul Kelly was doing when he was at Sanford as an assistant under Jimmy Tillett. So I'll say that motion philosophy there. But I remember me saying what you said, kids want to run.
Right.
So the more I found out about transition games, when Roy Williams was at Kansas, I had the opportunity to meet him. A lot of our fast break philosophy come from that old North Carolina scheme, if you will.
Say it again. Say, you wasn't knowing Matar here.
I did not. I wasn't buttering you up.
You trying to get some brownie points, man?
I need some.
That's not going to help, man. Now, hey, if you decide tomorrow that you're done with coaching and you want to come into broadcast journalism again, always a spot for you here at Off the Bench Sports.
That's what I'm talking about. Thank you. You never know when you're gonna need another one.
I need one right now.
But right now, I think I'm blessed. God's given me the opportunity to do what I really love, and that's all anybody can ask. Find their passion, and God opened the way for them, and He's done that for me. So I'm thankful every day.
Hey, this is Errol Gauff, Archbishop Hanna High School.
Yes, sir.
He's a wonderful guy, man.
Just having fun like everybody.
The conversations we have are probably way better than this interview is, man. He's a really great guy. I think he's a basketball guru. I love him to death, man.
Who they need to know, the basketball guru is my assistant, Dale Shimento. Coach Shimento, basketball guru. I'm serious. People try to give me credit now for this team and its evolution, and we have gotten a lot better. But, I know he came aboard. This will be his third year with Hannon. We could not be doing the things we're doing if Coach Shimento were not part of this.
There you have it. There you have it. And I've said this 1,000 times. A head coach is only as good as the assistants that he has.
I have the best.
Developing the kids that come up as a freshman and sophomore till they get to varsity. And he has it, he says. So thank you. And remember, get off the bench, get into the game.